Okay, hello. So, I just finished 2 days ago. I just finished Adventure Time as a whole, all 10 seasons. I binge watched. I got the collection, and I binge watched the entire series. And what I wanted to do is say my thoughts on the show because on Letterboxd they have stuff for the three miniseries, but they do not have one for the entire show. I thought maybe since the final episode was 45 minutes that they'd maybe have like a letterbox thing for that, but they didn't. So I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and say my thoughts on Adventure Time while playing an Adventure Time game. And I thought this would be a good one because this is a very chill Adventure Time game. Um, this is actually WayForward's second Adventure Time game, released in 2013. Um,
That many prisoners,
which
huh? You can have this.
I think at the time of the game's release, it was.
I have something
Yeah, sure,
on
accept the
which
quest. Yeah, whatever.
I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down to floor 6,
Keep in mind. So
and let's do Speedy Feet and no recoil 1 damage. No, um, no, let's do one thump and Speedy Feet. There we go. Okay. But yeah, this game was released in 2013. I think by the time that this game was released, um,
let's see here.
it was like season 4 was the newest, like season 4 or season 5 was the newest season. Um,
I'm out of here.
this game is interesting. It's a dungeon crawler with 100 floors, and it's got this kind of chill music, and all the floors were randomized, so kind of neat. Anyway, so yeah, previously to binge watching the entire series, I had seen
Guess it'll have to do.
up to season 5. I watched those live. Actually, I watched through. I think like halfway through season 5 live when they first released. So it was interesting, kind of watching them kind of back to back now, and getting past season 5 and watching brand new stuff that I've never even seen before. And that was a really cool thing to watch. It was really nostalgic watching through those first 5 seasons again.
I'll take that.
But it was really cool, experiencing this brand new Adventure Time content. Oh, also, here's the cool thing with Marceline. She can go over pits, and she can suck up, she can't dodge, or she can't block, but she can suck up red projectiles. So, she is the best character, because she is so easy. It's so annoying to go through this game having a character that cannot fly over pits. LSP can fly over pits too, but I don't like LSP that much, so we're not playing as him. Yeah, it was really cool watching through the entire series back to back. It's a really, really fun feeling.
What should I get with this?
And something that, I did notice really going into this, and it's really. I was trying to find more shows like it, and the only really reference point I could do was Steven Universe, where there's a lot of Adventure Time episodes that have really no point, and they're just filler, and they're goofy stuff, and I understand that for the first couple of seasons, you're getting the plot down, you're kind of figuring things out with who's going to be the big bad guy and what's going to happen next, and I understand that for the first couple of seasons, but I'm definitely used to something like Avatar, where Avatar is almost every single episode. Every single episode aside from a few do play a big part in the major plot. It's a very concise show. It wanted to be 3 seasons, and that's what it did. It was only 3 seasons, and every episode was very concise, and really felt like there was a reason that it was here. And it was really weird going to Adventure Time then, where there's a lot of episodes, like, especially later on in the series, and you really start to notice them, that are like, yeah, I could just skip this if I were to rewatch it again. And And that's something that is a little
What
bit
should I get with
annoying.
this?
Watching through the entire series back to back, you notice a lot of episodes that are
Might
like,
as well.
ugh, come on, let's just skip this. Which I didn't. There was only two episodes I skipped through. And it was one of them was one that I actually remembered as a kid, and I remember hating, which is the episode where Finn and Flame Princess break up because Finn does something really, really stupid. And I know in the plot they explain is like, oh, it's the Cosmic Owl, so you need this to happen. You need
Nice.
Flame Princess and Ice King to fight. But the entire time, even as a kid, I'm like, Finn, what are you doing? Just disregard it for this one time. You're forcibly making your girlfriend do something that she doesn't want to do. Even as, like, you know, a dumb 12-year-old, 12, 13-year-old, I was like, no, you're an idiot, Finn.
I'm out of here.
I cannot, you know, I cannot sit here and go like, oh, you're in the right for this, or, you know, it's just your innocence. I skipped that, and then there was an episode with a different art style, and I
Ooh, I
didn't
like
like the
this
art
one.
style. And all the episodes that have unique art styles, you know they're going to play nothing into the plot. They're just there to kind of showcase the new art style. And there's ones I really like. The one that's in CGI, it's super well animated. I love it. And then like the one that's animated by the Japanese studio, the Caterpillar one. That's the Japanese studio.
Let's see here.
A complete insanity, but I find it really interesting. This one was animated by, I think it's a Flash animation company that does like YouTube shorts, and I just didn't care for the animation at all. And I was like, all right, I know this is not gonna, you know, do anything to the overall plot, so let me just move on. Yeah, it was interesting, kind of going through this, and especially a second time around, if I ever do decide to watch Adventure Time all the way
Ooh,
through,
I like this one.
there's going to be a lot of episodes that I know just to skip. But it was really interesting. Out of all of the 3 miniseries, my personal favorite was the first one, Stakes. I thought that one was really cool, and I really liked all the ideas in it. Islands was alright.
I'll take
I liked Islands. There were things that I really liked about it. I really liked Susan's storyline
all done.
and the backstory with Finn. I did not care for the VR World episode, though. In the beginning was kind of slow, which is, you know... And then Elements was my least favorite. I really don't have a lot to say about Elements. That's 411.
Keep in mind, so you're positive.
No, I'm not positive, actually. Let me buy something from Choose Goose over here.
This is my shop with
To buy a key. Actually, I own 4 of them. I'm good.
I appreciate you.
You gotta get candy taxes.
Keep in
There
mind,
you go.
so
Oh, I don't have speedy feet. Alright. I'll do that and that. Actually, what is this one? Increase invulnerability. Invulnerability. Wow. Anyway, so, yeah, this is how slow you walk. When you're, you know, when you don't have speedy feet. It's a very huge
Ooh,
downgrade.
I like this one.
Anyway, so, yeah, Elements, you know, I like Betty, and I think Betty's a cool character, or should I say cute character. I like Betty for that. Yeah, Elements was the one that I thought was the most strange in a bad way, and I didn't really care for the plot that much. And I felt like, you know, maybe like an episode too long.
Pick me up.
So that was definitely my least favorite, despite, you know, me actually liking Betty, and like I said, the
Nice.
plot was kind of strange. But, yeah, so prior to this, I was a big dummy prior to this.
Ooh, I like
And,
this one.
you know, prior to watching through the entire series, I was a big dummy, and when the finale first aired, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll watch that. I know Adventure Time. Despite, you know, not seeing the 5 seasons that previously released, and I was so lost. I'm like, who is Gumball? Why does Princess Bubblegum have family members? You know, who is this giant like red space baby or something? Why is Magic Man like not a jerk anymore? I was so lost, and that's what I get for watching that so early on. And then I was a big dummy again, and in like 2021, I played through Pirates of the Enchiridion, which really wants you to watch through at least like right before. I think the game takes place like right before the end of the show, so it really wants you to basically watch the entire show before playing the game. By the way, I don't know where to go. It's got to be in here, I guess. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, look at all that stuff. I thought the ending was pretty cool. I thought it was kind of strange for Jake to have a transformation so close to the end of the series. I thought that was a very odd decision. Because, you know, when it happened, I was looking through the episode list, and I'm like, there's only 3 episodes left. How are they going to wrap this up? And then they wrap it up in, like, 1 episode. And then, honestly, it plays very, very little to the actual ending. I get that it does wrap up Jake's storyline, and does let you know exactly what was going on in that,
Let's see here.
past memory thing that happened in, like, season 7 or something. So that is kind of neat, but I do think that it overall really was, like, kind of weird. But yeah, the finale was really good, and it really tied things together, and I thought it was just a really, really fun finale. Yeah, I thought it was great. But like I said, my biggest gripe was the fact that there were so many unnecessary episodes. You know, I've seen Steven Universe throughout its entirety. I binge watched that, and even that, there weren't that many episodes that were just kind of nothing. It also helps that, you know, Steven Universe was shorter.
What should I do with this?
But yeah, so yeah, my overall thoughts, I really liked it. I mean, like I said, if I were to rewatch it entirely, I'd definitely be skipping a lot of the episodes. But there's a lot of episodes that are really great. My favorite episode, still, for the longest time, and still, is Root Beer Guy. I love that episode. And it's funny, because that episode plays nothing to the plot. It plays absolutely nothing. And yet, that episode was so much fun to watch. I love Root Beer Guy. And it sucks that they kill him off so, like, after his second episode. Or after his first episode. Although I do like the episode where, you know, he comes back. But anyway, so, yeah, that's my favorite episode. That's my favorite episode, Root Beer Guy. I love the Root Beer Guy episode. My second favorite episode, surprisingly, is another kind of nonsense episode. But it's one that, even since I was a kid, I thought this was a really fascinating idea. All the Little People, which, that episode I recently found out is very divisive among fans on whether that's a good episode or not. And I thought it was great. I love the idea of, like, what if you had, you know, this idea of what if you had these mini versions of people that you knew. You know, would you mess with them? Would part of you be totally fine with it because these aren't real? Would that part of your brain kind of consume you and you start to just get totally warped? It's a really interesting, fascinating idea. And that's and ever since I first watched it when it aired, I thought that was like such a cool idea. And I'm surprised that, like, I'm sure maybe other things have done this, but at least at that time I had not seen anything else do that idea before. But yeah, so, you know, I'm interested for Adventure Time Distant Lands. I went ahead and bought the Blu-ray of that because I am interested to watch that soon. Not soon. I bought it on Blu-ray, and I have the DVD of Adventure Time, so it's going to be a while till I get to Distant Lands, but I am interested. I really want to see where these characters, just the little, you know, certain elements where these characters end up. And I am really curious on little bits and pieces. Specifically, what happens with Finn and Jake. You know, Peppermint Buckler, it will kind of be neat, because last time, I mean, in the final episode, he turned into a little baby, so so I want to see what happens with him. And the BMO one, you know, I don't know about the BMO one, but especially the Finn and Jake, I just really want to see what happens to Ooh. Because last time you see it, it's in shambles, and the little bit afterwards, the Come Along With Me kind of music video type thing, which I thought was great. I thought it was so nice, especially after binge watching the show. It was such a nice send-off. You know, it kind of shows them hanging out and having fun, but I mean, like I said, you last see the Ooh in shambles, and the thing that happens in the finale, the future, you also see it in shambles. So I'm really curious. I really want to watch Distant Lands and just see what they do with that. If they do anything with that. They could do nothing. So anyway, yeah, you know, overall it's great, and it does make me excited to actually rewatch Steven Universe, because I do have that on DVD, and I will rewatch that, and it does make me kind of interested, because I want to compare these two, and see, you know, how many kind of Nothing episodes are in Steven Universe, and just kind of compare, like, you know, humor, and just a lot of things, and it'll be interesting to watch. But anyway, that's it. I'm lost. I'm lost in the stage, so I'm not going to bother going to the next floor. Yeah, so anyway, on thoughts on the game, it's not that great. It's a kind of a slog. 100 floors, it's just really annoying. Some of the bosses are just infuriating. And like I said, if you aren't playing as Marceline, the game is just really annoying to get through. Because it makes it that much slower that you can't, you know, hover over pits, or you can't do this. So anyway, yeah, that's it.